afternoon, and good evening. My name is Nix Marikuma, and I'm the owner of Marikuma Healing. What we are doing today is our witchy reads. All right, so what we do for witchy reads, we read books I have. A lot of my books, like the name says, is witchcraft related, psychic related, herbs, and things of that nature. We are reading The Everyday Psychic by the amazing and bodacious Karen Harrison. And we are on now chapter 4, where we are going to talk about contacting spirit and angelic teachers. Angelic guides. It's going to be about ancestral and much, much more. This is going to be a longer reading because the chapter has quite a bit on it, but I will also be posting either by tonight or Monday. Because again, tomorrow I'm going to just kind of like break. I'm putting all my videos out there and trying to take some time for myself. So that being said, we are going to be getting this party started on advance for you guys who are new to my reading or like my style of reading books. I will mispronounce words. I apologize in advance. I will try my best to pronounce it the best way I can. And I also put commentaries on there. I'll say some side notes and stuff of that nature as well. Okay. Anyways, I hope that all of you guys are doing good. And without further ado, oh yeah, I may not get your guys' messages if you join my lives. I don't know what's up with that. So far, I have not been able to. Like, I know there's a chat below, but it won't tell me what it said. Like, it's just like, oh, like 2 people chatted, and I'm just like, yeah, but where was their comments, man? Like, I didn't see them. So if you guys do say stuff on this live and I'm not responding to it, I'm not ignoring you. I cannot see it. And yes, with glasses on, I still can't see it. It's not just this. It's just that they have some weird ass thing to do. Anyways, without further ado, let's finally get this party started. The Everyday Psychic by Karen Harrison, Chapter 4, Contacting Spirit and Angelic Guides. So let's get situated, shall we? Jesus. Alright. There are many energy beings available and willing to help guide human spiritual development with advice. Sorry. Okay. There are many energy beings available and willing to help guide human spiritual development with advice, information, answers, and helpful, subtle psychic nudges. These beings are commonly called guides and can be from various levels of energy existence and can appear to you in many different forms. Their guidance and help is usually unobtrusive and delicate, so soft but not intrusive, so not aggressive. You receive a sudden inspiration about the way to solve a problem. You synchronistically run into someone who knows exactly the right person you need to talk to, who can help you. A guide may contact you to give you some specific help at a time of need. You may not even be aware that this help has occurred. You just know that the problem you were facing has been mitigated and or solved. Once you become consciously aware of your guide or guides, your interactions with them will become a two-way street. When you are aware of their existence and the aid that is out there for your asking, you can deliberately set up a time to make contact with them, to ask for any help that you are seeking. They will help you take care of difficulties. Offer your guidance offer you guidance for your next step in your spiritual development. Let you know what actions will be the most effective and efficient in attaining a goal. Offer you ideas to expand a creative project you are undertaking, help to give your strength and I'm sorry guys, hold on. I need to just close my door real quick. Sorry guys, hold on. There's just a little bit of wildness going on. Okay. Right. Apologies. Thank you. Okay. This comes over here. You guys have to kind of just work with me. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now let's get this party started, shall we? Offer you ideas to expand a creative project you are undertaking, help to give you strength and self-discipline or aid in your psychic development, whatever you are working towards. The help of a guide is always available to you. Once this relationship has been established, you will become more sensitive to and aware of their presence and their hand in helping to guide your life. You can consciously utilize their wisdom to make the best decisions in a situation and take the most fruitful action, which will lead quickly to the results you desire. A guide can be angelic origin or from one's own ancient ancestral heritage. A guide can also be in the spirit form of a departed relative or a friend who has passed away. A guide can serve as a teacher or mentor to you, helping inspire your creativity. Or one may work as a guardian to you and your family. Spirit energy forms that are commonly called light beings are different than guides. While guides are concerned with the development of an individual, a light being is concerned about the healing and evolution of the planets. Light beings will work to raise spiritual consciousness of a group, a community, a country, or the planet as a whole. While they may choose as part of actualizing their purpose, one or more individual humans to act on their behalf in the planet's evolution. The goal of a light being is to affect the planet in its entirety as a whole, not just one individual. The humans that a light being chooses to help them in raising the entire consciousness of a community, nation, or the world will be those people who have a natural knack for communicating with large groups of people and inspiring them. Authors, political or religious leaders, community organizers, individuals who have a natural talent for leading, inspiring, and galvanizing other folks to take action. The one that can rally a lot of people to doing a common good, all right, or a cause. Those people. This interaction with a light being can sometimes result in the life of the human who has been selected to partner in this work to have their personal lives change dramatically for that lifetime and sometime for lifetimes to come. A spirit guide typically has been close to humanity either through millennia I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold on. Let me just try to look at this right. A spirit guide typically has been close to humanity either through millennia of experience and interactions with humans or was once human in form themselves. They have an understanding of they have an understanding and sympathy with the way that humans think, feel, and act. Their help tends to be given with the understanding of how humans function. A light being has a mission and a purpose. The spiritual evolution of a planet, a community, a galaxy, but they do not have emotions or the understanding of the limitations that a physical body can have. The concept of spirit guide, who are available and willing to help us, is not limited to the work of mediums, psychics, or spiritualists. Here in the Western world, but also found in many cultures and beliefs the world over. For example, the people in the Amazonian in South America, the Aborigines. I'm very sorry if I mess up this, so I apologize. I'll try my very best. The Aborigines, the, the Aborigines of Australia and some indigenous people or Native Americans, tribes, believe in and communicate with spirit helpers and plant spirits as part of their ancestral spiritual traditions. In these indigenous indigenous I just said it. Indigenous culture, sorry. Indigenous culture. These helpers are typically the spirits of their ancestors, or may be nature spirits that reside in a particular geographical area. In some areas, the helpers are totem animals associated with their village or tribe, animal spirits such as the eagle, dragonfly, or bear. In our urban Western population, one finds people who channel, bring through information from angels, light beings from other dimensions, spirits who were once in human form but have passed away, as well as other spirit entities. Everyone has at least one guide ready to work with them to help in their spiritual development, to divert danger and protect them or help them make decisions about events in their lives. These guides watch over each of us in our mundane and our spiritual activities and try to gently steer us in the right direction with their guidance, direct and indirect. You have had a strong gut feeling and an intuition or psychic nudge that made you feel that you were really needed to take a particular action or avoid taking an action, probably more than once in your life. That feeling or urge often comes from your spirit guide. Some people like to call them guardian angels, is lending you assistance through gentle psychic taps to awaken your attention to something that is about to take place. When you feel that nudge, it is still up to you to decide to act upon or to reject those intuitive feelings and the guidance coming from your spirit guide. A guide cannot and will not force or compel you to do anything that you get that okay, apologize. I'm going to be saying I'm sorry throughout this thing because like my reading, guys, is not all that together, but I'm trying. The gift to gab, but the gift of grammar, not so much. All right. A guide cannot and will not force or compel you to do anything. When you get that gentle psychic nudge, it is your job to pay attention while using your psychic and common sense in your decision-making process to determine if you wish to act upon that nudge and in what ways you wish to respond. Many people go through their lives unaware of these spirit helpers. These spirit helpers, on a conscious level, often only willing to listen to a guide when a tragedy occurs or when they feel lost and afraid. But why not actively engage with a guide who wants to help you along your path in the general course of your life, and not just when you feel helpless? When you decide to deliberately and consciously be open to help from your spirit guide, you will find that the guidance offered is very clear about the matter being addressed. You will have free choice and free will to act upon the guidance or not, but you will act exactly where your attention and focus should be placed and what options are available to you. Humans find that as our spiritual awareness strengthens and increases, we tend to attract spirit helpers around us. You may be told who your guide is by another psychic or intuitive. Sometimes this introduction to your guide is a simple general description about what they are there to help you with. Sometimes you will receive a physical description of that being as well as their name in its name. It is when you begin to develop your own psychic skill that you will truly become aware of your guides and will be able to consciously and purposefully partner with them in your own development while taking advantage of the wisdom, protection, and guidance that they can offer. Spirit guides are concerned with your personal and spiritual growth, but their interactions and help in the physical world leads to their own evolutionary growth as well. A spirit guide is a teacher, healer, or counselor who is in energy or spirit form. They are there simply to guide, not as an entity to whom you give your decision-making power. A true spirit guide never tries to take control of your life, of the person with whom they are contacted. You always retain your free will to act or not act upon the guidance. A guide cannot force you to do anything that you don't want to do, and in no way will try to dominate, intimidate, or control you. Working with a guide does not free you from responsibility of your decisions and actions. So, in other words, you make your decision and your choices, okay? If you're having a warning from somebody who's your spiritual guide, your loved ones, your ancestor, whoever it may be, okay? You are in charge of your choices and actions, okay? Cause and effect, everybody. Cause and effects. Again, not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm going to kind of lean over here. What actions you will take as you steer your way through your life. Guides will help to lead you in the right direction, but ultimately the decision still lies with you. If a spirit guide has a negative influence on your behavior, or if you feel that they try to compel you to follow their directives, then the chances are good that it's not a spirit guide at all, but what is called a lower astral entity form. Guides are there to offer you help, protect you, watch over you, and guide you in your life's path, not control or manipulate you. While many people have one ongoing guide who is connected with them through their lifetime, you can also occasionally have an additional guide who may help you at different intervals during your life, so different parts of your life. A guide can come into contact with you at a particular time in your life when you are having difficulties, such as an illness or a crisis, to help you in solving that specific problem. A guide will sometimes appear to teach you about a certain thing that you need to pay particular attention to in order to actualize your life's path. You can also have more than one guide at a difficult time, each one assisting you with a specific purpose during a crisis. For example, you may have one guide who helps you with energy healing and another guide who is working to protect you while your energies are low during an illness. You may have one guide who helps steer you towards understanding spiritual principles, and another who watches over you and your family. Some people meet their guides at an early age, and that guide will stay with them until the end of their lifetime or incarnation. When children tell a parent that they have someone that no one else can see and who helps them with things or play with them, we tend to call that unseeable someone their invisible friend. But in many cases, it's the child's guide. There are spirit helpers who may be known or unknown to you, who seek to aid you during certain challenging events during your life, although it may not always be obvious to you at the time. But if you listen to your gut feeling, or suddenly have an innovation idea or new thought that you have never considered before, you may have been listening to your guide or helpers in spite of yourself. It is helpful to discover who your guides are so that you can choose to consciously open to their assistance. But you do need to keep in mind that not every energy being you encounter has your best intentions at heart. That is really true. I think I'm just going to say it, okay? Me personally, I pray to my loved ones and like the ones who've passed and the universe to help and guide me, right? Not every spirit is good for you. Not all of them have good intentions. So if you're feeling negative, if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling like you're forced or being controlled to, or kind of having more of an aggression towards, right? It may not be a healthy spirit. Much like spirits have different energies and different personalities and different intentions. So be careful. Make sure that you start off slow if you're working with them, and really have somebody, or like at least be able to start at the beginning levels. Don't just jump into that water without knowing what kind of water you're getting into or what kind of things that may be in there, right? Some people take in spirituality and witchcraft and psychicness and they jump in like all in, without really pasting and taking it easy at first. It can be overwhelming and it can really hurt you if you're not careful. So, but everybody's different. You guys are not me, but I'm just saying, be careful, guy. Be cautious. Not everybody has your good intentions, man. Being that they initially believed to be a spirit guide, but is in actuality a lower astral entity form. This is an energy being that has come into existence through the coalescence of negative energy wave patterns, and such as the emotions of ongoing fear or envy. As this entity comes into its own form of consciousness, becoming aware of itself and its own developing personality, it seeks to become an energy parasite. And parasite on any unaware individual, feeding upon and consuming the individual's life force. Before y'all come after me, this is true. There are negative energies around us that can really suck you dry. You will feel tired. You will feel anxious and nervous. You will feel irritated. You'll feel really drained, sluggish. Kind of like, imagine running for a marathon, right? And you're just like beat, but you haven't done anything. You can get physically sick because of this. Okay? Energy affects us mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Mentally, you can feel kind of foggy, nervous, anxiety, depression, sadness, rage, irritation, right? Your body can feel pains and aches and sores. Your emotions are not balanced. You're really like up and down with it. And spiritually, you just feel so low. Okay? So if that's the case, you may want to try to cleanse yourself. You can do a cleansing, you can do a spiritual cleansing, wash yourself with herbs. Basils, turmeric, ginger, and things are really good. I have a video about doing spiritual cleansing, and I think I might do one on Monday for you guys so that way y'all can actually know what to put in. Different herbs are really good for different things, and there's a lot of powerhouse herbs that are good for spiritual cleansing that you can take for like a week until you start feeling better. And do your egg cleanses to make sure that there's nothing attaching you. Meditating and grounding yourself and kind of cleansing out energy that you've been absorbing or that we trying to attack or latch on will help you a lot. So tread carefully, guys. Please tread carefully. If you're new to this spirituality thing, please, 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 please go slow. Don't be afraid to ask people who've been in here like a long ass time. There's like a lot of like high priestess and sages and mages and like spiritual people like witches and things that will help you and guide you and give you tips and tricks. They have videos about it and everything. So don't be afraid to like ask for help. If you're new to it, ask. The more you know, the better. And it's a really friendly community for the most part. I mean, sure, we have our dark sides, but people are super chill for the most part. All right. We continue, guys. We continue. Individual life force and versar. I am going to say viciously. All right. I'm going to say viciously. Ferociously. So with great amounts and great energy and great hunger. Ferociously participating in physical form experiences through contact with that individual. This can happen to people who are drug addicts or alcoholics, and to people who suffer from ongoing depression. It can also happen to naive people who play with psychic tools like Ouija boards without taking the proper precautions. I know I'm going to stop here. I cannot stress enough. Don't be playing with these boards. Don't be playing with these boards if you have not cleansed it. You have not put protection around it. You haven't there are rules, guys. There are rules on how to do an Ouija board. Don't do it if you are not ready and prepared for the madness that may open by using it. Okay? If you see it in a cemetery on somebody's grave, leave it alone. If you think, oh, it'd be a fun game, let's just play with it. You do not know who's on the other side, baby. I want you guys, if you guys are like me, right? You're in your 30s, 20s kind of thing. I want you to think of it as a payphone, yeah? Think of it as a cell phone. And when you're using it, you're calling and dialing other energies and spirits and entities and beings, okay? Not all of them have your best heart, okay? You don't know who you're contacting. You don't know if they're messing with you. Sometimes they'll tell you something that isn't true. There's some spirits that are tricksters, man. So, please, I cannot stress this enough. Please, for all that is good and divine, don't be fucking with these OG boards. There are rules, man. There are rules. And you gotta follow those rules to the letter. To the motherfucking T. Okay? Don't play with things you got no business dealing with. Okay? It may not be the spirit that you think you're talking to. It may not be the loved one or something. It could be something far more sinister. Please take this warning with heart, okay? Do not go over there thinking that I'm just some crazy woman giving you guys bullshit. Nah, these boards hold power. You don't know the power you are playing with, or who is giving you the answers and information, or who is on the other side. Don't play with things that are not in your reasoning. If you have no knowledge of the spirituality and spiritual side, the more spiritual world, okay? We're in the physical. The spiritual exists. There is a very fine line, especially when we're getting into October and December. Those lines, those veils, thin, guys. It's thin. Anything can pass through. Don't be fucking with things that you have no idea what you're messing with. Hey, hear my warning. Don't do it. Put it back. Like that sweet lady who's Jamaican. Put it back. Don't be messing with things you have no idea that you're messing with. Jesus. Without taking the proper precautions, please do. Or to people who go into a place where a low astral entity form has taken up residence, such as a deserted house. When the lower astral energy form comes into contact with an unaware and weak person, it will attach itself to the auroric field, to your energy, your essence. That individual and remain there until the entity is removed from the individual's life force field, cleansed, and cast away. How do you know if that entity that has contacted you has intentions to be helpful, or if it's actually a low astral level entity? How do we know the difference, guys? Oh my days, you guys are going to get whiplash from having to like, hold on. I'm so sorry. Ah! Actually, okay. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. No. All right. Well, we're just gonna have no. I swear to the good gods and goddesses, this thing is gonna drive me mad. Absolutely mad, man. Jesus. Okay. The madness. So, how do we know between a good, like, okay, how do we know between our spiritual guides and helpers, or if this person or spirit or form or entity is a low astral entity, right? We're about to find out, guys. Pay attention to the way the guide interacts with you and what their expectations and motivations seem to be. Pay attention. Note how you feel during and after the contact. Happy, alert, and comforted. This is a guide. Okay, if you're happy, alerted, and comforted, Jesus, this is a guide. Agitated, tense, and exhausted, this is evidence of a lower astral energy form. Confidence and clear on what you need to do, this is a guide. Confused and concerned that what you've been advised to do seems strange. This is the feeling you will get with a lower astral energy form. If the contact does not feel good, do not participate any further in communication with the entity. If it does not bring you peace of mind, doesn't bring you, like, comfort, it's not bringing you clarity, it's feeling off, it's looking weird, you're kind of having negative energies, this is not your guide. This is something different and something that should not be, acknowledged or contacted. You should not participate in this. Read and understand and really listen to y'all's intuition and feelings. Your feelings, your gut intuition, right, matter. Pay attention. Please do. This chapter, I'm going to be so freaking strict with you guys. I'm very conscious, man. The spiritual world, you don't understand how powerful it can be. Like, the strength behind that type of dimension, man, it's intense. You don't want to be fucking around and finding out. Okay, some people are like, oh, but it's not that big of a deal. You don't want to be playing with powers that you have no idea what they can do, okay? Tread carefully, do it wisely. Do not try to go around, fuck around, and find out. Don't do it. You're going to be put in your place, bro. All right. If the contact does not feel good, do not participate any further in communication with the entity. Here are some of the ways that you can determine whether the guide who you are communicating with is a true guide or an entity masquerading as a guide. 1. There is a sense of jealousy about the way the guide wants your relationship to be. You are told to stay away from friends and family, and that you are not to attempt to develop communication with any other guide. Again, y'all gonna really fucking hate me for this. There is a sense of jealousy. You are sensing this, you are feeling it, you are seeing it. You're seeing the jealousy, you're seeing the toxicity about the way the guide wants your relationship to be. You are told to stay away from friends and family, and that you are not to attempt to develop communication with any other guide, help, or resources. Okay. 2, the guide becomes angry if you ever question the information you are given. The guide gets angry if you ask for more information. Okay. Asking for specifics and clarity on. The guide becomes angry if you ever ask questions, information you are given. So why are you questioning my choices and decisions? I told you to do this. This is what you're going to do. You don't have a choice. That is not your guide. That is negativity. That is a toxic entity. Do not do it. You are instructed by the guide to do things that are dangerous to yourself and others. You are asked to do dangerous things to yourself and others. That is not your guide. That is a sign of a negativity. Don't do it. Y'all are going to be tired of me, especially in this chapter specifically, because I really want y'all to take this chapter with the heart, man. Please, please take it into consideration. Take it into your heart and remember. There's so many people be fucking around and finding out and they get themselves hurt. You don't want that backfire, man. 3. You are instructed by the guide. Oh no, we did that one. Okay. 4. You are the only one the guide will ever talk to. And the information being given to you is not helpful, logical, or verifiable. It makes no sense. It is not logical. And it does not help you. It does a lot of harm and damage. 5. Your pets become nervous or tense and engage in strange, hostile behavior around you. Animals are very sensitive. I repeat, animals are very sensitive and are easily aware of energy forms who do not feel right to them, just as they sometimes react with hostility when they encounter a human being who is negative or dangerous. If you have fur babies, pay attention to how they act, man. They will let you know. Animals have that like more spiritual sixth sense. Cats, dogs, and stuff of that nature, they'll let you know. I had a cat before, so they were really good with that. Plants in your home become stressed and die, just as life force known as prana, the breath of life, or chi, can be preyed upon by lower astral entities. Living plants can have the life force sucked out of them by lower astral entities. Your plants die a lot faster and they're not really doing so well. That's how you can tell. Entities as well. 7. You are told by this guide that you are under attack by other people or by something in the spirit world, and that only this guide can protect you. You are told by this guide that you are under attack by other people or by something in the spirit world, and that only this guide can protect you. Remember, guys, you can have more than one spirit guide. We have ancestors, our loved ones who've passed. We have guardian angels. There are spiritual guiding animals and things of that nature. There's a lot of information you can get from a higher power, and it can be more than one type. You don't need to have one person telling you exactly what you have to do. You will always have a choice. Okay? If it feels manipulative, if it feels aggressive, and it feels heavy, staticky, uncomfortable, it is not helpful. It is not your guide. All right, 8. You become sexually obsessed. Lower astral entities feed on energy provided by the life force of people, animals, and plants. Your aura, okay? Your vibration, your frequency, your energy. Sexuality is a potent reservoir of energy, and a lower astral entity may influence you or possess, not possess. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say that. Um, Persuade you. That's the word I was trying to find. Influence or persuade you to engage in ongoing sexual acts to provide food for its existence. These are signs, guys. These are signs. Please take it into consideration, guys. I don't play about the spiritual world, man. I don't fucking play with it. It is not for people just jumping in. Take it slow. Ease into it. Learn about it. Learn about it. People get hurt. 9. You feel fatigued, tired, drained, exhausted, sleepy, confused. Things do not make any sense. And depressed. You feel sad, angry, upset, grieving, overwhelmed, anxious. Okay, depression, people think it's just sadness. No, it's all these feelings. For more than a few days, you feel that sleep does not really give you any rest. So even if you do rest, you feel restless. You have reoccurring dreams within a short time period that are disturbing. If you have dreams, okay, like I'm just going to say it because I have a lot of things that go through my dreams and visions. If you are dreaming and you are sensing a dread, okay, remember if you ever watched like a horror film, right? Just please hear me. This is important for you guys to know. And you're dreaming and you're feeling dread, okay? You're feeling paralyzed, fear. You feel stuck. You can't move. And you feel this very heavy, intimidating presence. This is a sign. If you're hearing screams, okay, and I know that this is going to sound really weird. Okay, I know this is going to sound really weird, but please understand I do this because I love you guys. And I want whoever's listening into this, whoever maybe practice, whether you're a beginner or somebody who's been doing it for a while. If you've been doing it for a while, you'll understand what I'm saying. If you're new to it, it's important for you guys to know. If you're dreaming and you're feeling overwhelmed, heaviness, intensifying fear, dread, paralyzing, right? Screaming, aggression, and it's just not where you're at your best and you're at peace, this is a presence that needs to be let go. And you may need to go to a professional or somebody to cleanse you. You need to be spiritually cleansed, okay? Because it can leave residue, it can leave marks, it can really harm you. And sometimes the longer it's around you, it takes in, it can really soup inside, okay? It can do a lot of damage. Spiritual attacks are real. Spiritual attacks are real. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot say it enough. Get cleansed. Go to somebody who can cleanse you out. Spiritual baths, cleansings, right? Cleanse your room. If you're going to do a smoke cleansing in your room, make sure that if you have your windows, like how you guys see back there, you see this long black thing, right? I have windows up top that I can air out, and it goes through the mosquito net thing, right? When you're cleansing your house, cleansing your room, cleansing the area, you need to make sure that the smoke in the house can air out. You don't have to leave it wide open, but it just needs to be like at least maybe this open, maybe over like this much, because you're filling it up with positive energy and you're blocking, like you're kicking out the negative energy that's been staying in there, that's kind of made its home. You may have to like smoke cleanse your house or your place or your area more than once. depending on how aggressive it is. Okay? You can use Palo Santo, you can use sage, cinnamon, rosemary. Um, Cinnamon, rosemary, lavender, I would say juniper, things of that nature. I'm going to put down, I may just kind of put in the comments below different herbs and things that you can smoke and cleanse. Palo Santo and sage is a powerhouse. Sage, think about it as bleaching your home, right? You're just cleansing it all. You're having it a new slate. Palo Santo does the same thing. Be warned that some entities that are negative will stay there. Okay, so you're gonna have to be very persistent in cleansing and warding off that. And if you need somebody who knows how to do that, go to a professional. All right. You can go to a priest, you can go to a spiritual practitioner, you can go to a Wiccan shop or a pagan shop or something like that, and they can go to your house if that's what they do, and they can really spiritually cleanse that area. They can pray over it and make sure that it's a place of happiness and peace and no confusion. Do not take these things lighthearted. Don't think of spirituality as a joke. All right. It's not Hollywood. It's not the books. Okay, except for the ones that we're reading right now, because this is like, informational. It's not like the fictional books. This shit is real. It can do damage. It can affect you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. It is not something to laugh at. Take it seriously. Take it to the heart. All right. Y'all gonna think that I'm being absolutely crazy, but I'm being very serious. I've seen things, bro. I've seen people do some crazy shit. Spiritual world is a real force. Spiritual warfare and attacks are real. Don't don't take it to like whatever's. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Thank you guys. Sorry about all that. Just give me one more moment and we will totally get started. Okay. Jesus. Oh shit. Here. Sorry. Just give me a moment. I need to light my my candle, so here. Let's see. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna have it like this. We're just gonna kind of rough it. And there. Okay. All right. I'm going to get back to reading in just a moment. I like to have mint, cinnamon, bay leaves, rosemary, and things. It's really calming. And yeah, so I like to have that kind of around. Okay. Now, where was I? Yes. 10. You have a strong, though vague, unseen feeling. Actually, no, I actually might be able to read it with my glasses on. Huh. Well, we're going to try. Sometimes I read it, sometimes I don't. Anyways, 10. You have a strong, though vague, uneasy feeling and find it hard to fall asleep. 11. You seem to be very susceptible to all passing colds, stomach flus, and the like. Okay, this madness ends today. You seem to be very susceptible, so you are getting, right? You're opening, you're welcoming. I wouldn't say that you're welcoming getting sick, but you get easily sick, okay? To all passing colds, stomach flus, and the like for a long period of time. You eat well, take your vitamins, get plenty of sleep and exercise, but your immune system seems to be shot for no reason, and you can't keep your physical strength up. Okay, so if you've been getting sick for long periods of time, like you're just getting sick really, and it stays there, it doesn't go in a few weeks or a few days, it stays there for months. Okay, you sleep, you eat, you take what you need, you're taking care of yourself, and you're doing all the stuff that you need, but you're still getting sick. You're still feeling drained, okay? Your physical strength is gone. Your immune system is not working the way that it should. This is a sign. You're not having somebody who has your best interest in heart. 12. There are unpleasant smells in your home that you can't find the source for and that often only you can smell. So if you're smelling decay, rot, okay, rot, decay, you're smelling bitter sourness, something that's like has ran its course, it's not not fresh, right? Something that just kind of smells off, doesn't give you a great feeling, that is a sign. Yeah, I knew you could do it. Come on. Yeah. Okay. You, 13, you are usually a well-organized person, but suddenly Your keys or important papers start going missing, and these disappearances continue to happen very regularly. So if you're a very organized person, disorganization is there. Okay, it's things are not where it's supposed to be. You're missing important stuff. You're missing your keys, your papers, your stuff, your things, right? Things that should normally have a place and an area is not there anymore. That could be a sign, man. 14. Lights go off and on in your house. Your cell phone loses its address. Your cell phone loses its address book for no reason. For no apparent reason, electrical appliances begin going haywire, so you're having a lot of glitches and things. If you are experiencing some of the warning signs above, this can be a sign of a connection with a lower astral energy entity, a negative spirit, a negative entity, a negative force. What do you do to break this parasitic connection? Because they're leeching off of you. It's a spiritual leech. What do you do to break this parasitic connection? You first, and perhaps most important thing is to understand that as a human in a physical form, you have the ultimate advantage. You are a creature of spirit and physical form, with all the strength and tools you need to break the connection so you don't feed the negative energy of fear to the entity who is trying to trying to usurp your decision making ability and your personal power. Lower astral entities feed on negative emotions, and the emotions of fear can be very powerful. If you allow yourself to simply indulge in that feeling of fear and helplessness, instead of working to break the connection, you are continuing to provide energy to the entity, making the break off the energy link between you and the entity more difficult. If you encounter any of the warnings signs above, refer to chapter 10, psychic and etiquette, hygiene, and troubleshooting tips. When we get to like chapter 10, we'll go into that. Right now we're on chapter 4. All right. Okay. A true guide knows that a big part of human spiritual evolution is the development of discernment, self-discipline, and the understanding of a spiritual rhythm of the universe. It is in this way that we humans cultivate what is called the true will, that part of ourselves that is in harmony with the spiritual workings of the universe. The true will of a person seeks to help bring balance and union between the physical world and the world of positive spirit. When a person follows their true will, difficult issues and their positive resolutions become very clear, and opportunities open up before them with ease and feeling of natural path. The people who come into our lives are, man, we're really going through, bro. We're really going through. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Just gonna kind of have like this right here so I can read instead of like trying to find a position. Sorry, just one more time. Okay. Okay. Positive resolutions become very clear, and opportunities open up before them with ease and the feeling of a natural path. The people who come into our lives are of a like nature to us. So like-minded, open-minded individuals, okay? Not negative, jealous, toxic, abusive people. We're talking about the people of open-mindedness, okay? Come into your life, nature to us, and help us follow our own spiritual path with their example, their ideas, and their support. A guide seeks to help you fulfill your life's purpose, thus allowing you to make a real and positive contribution to the quality of life of the people you meet and to our planet's evolution as well. However, the guide is, and from whatever background they come, they will have some form of natural affinity with you. It is it is this affinity and sympathetic energy that bonds you with your guide and allows you to work closely together. You will find that in your work, you will find that your work together, a guide will not communicate with you in a lofty and ponderous style. So, being very secretive, not being very open, kind of just keeping things very vague, not getting into the details of it, they're not going to do that. All right. Information and ideas will be given to you with compassion. So, empathy, okay, understanding and love, and sometimes with humor. So, don't be shocked when some of the help and information you receive is given to you with a warmth and wit. Intentionally, our expectations of how we communicate with spirit guides can be confusing. Many times, our expectations are based on what we think we know from movies and television shows. Like I said before, guys, TV and television shows are not always accurate about how it really is, okay? It's called television and they give you the vision to tell, but they also use a lot of Hollywood magic. So, all right. All of which tend to present the events in the program very dramatically. In order to provide an entertaining story, in most cases, spirit guides communication is much less dramatic than how it is depicted in movies and shows. It tends to be subtle contact that in most cases you will need to be quiet and centered. So calm your mind and center yourself and ground yourself a little bit. So that way, when you do get your hints and things, you can kind of listen and hear it instead of having all this like background noise. It tends to be subtle contact that in most cases you will need to be quiet, centered within yourself to fully recognize and experience spirit guides, regardless of which type they may be and what form they may take, are composed of energy that is less dense. They have it's not a suffocating energy, it's I want to say, like, it can be very peaceful. It's warm. You feel at peace. It's warm. It can bring clarity. It doesn't feel harsh or aggressive. It doesn't feel like an attack. You won't feel attacked with it, but you'll feel like a realization, clarity, and things of that nature. Okay. Then physical form and is moving at a higher, faster vibratory rate than that of a physical human form. Their style of communication can be very subtle through dreams, omens, or a sudden thought or vision which just seems to pop into your head, pop into our heads. Once we are skilled at spirit guide communication and have conscious awareness and contact, we are able to ask direct questions and receive direct answers. So you're going to have to work on strengthening communication, being able to understand how they interact with you and how they give you information and how they talk to you. All right. It may take some time because, again, it's something that needs to be developed and needs to be practiced and honed. You're not going to just wake up one morning and be like, I mean, maybe in some cases, yeah, but like for the most part, you're building a relationship. Okay. You guys are having that. So relationships take time. Pay attention to the energy and the vibe, man. Okay. These answers are experienced most often as a sudden thought, image, or answer within our mind or in our general awareness. When we experience thought energy from a spirit guide, it can sometimes leave us wondering if the thought was ours alone or if it was true communication from a guide. How do you tell the difference? When you're receiving information and advice, I know you guys are going to be really tired of me just stopping by occasionally. Okay. Precious book. Okay, let's get it. When you're receiving information and advice from a spirit guide, the thought will sound like your own, but they will tend to be off. They'll tend to be of better clarity. So it'll get Jesus Christ, man. It'll give you clarity. Okay. Better clarity. Have more structure and be more elegant in style than your usual way of thinking or speaking. Once you have experienced dialogue with a Pacific guide, you will recognize their voice and feeling of their energetic presence and the way they present information to you as being uniquely the communication style of that particular guide. Sometimes before direct communication with you, a guide will announce their presence by a particular pleasant scent, a scent of pine forest, the perfume of rose, or you may hear a bell gently tinkling, a bell gently tinkle, so ring, or a musical note sound. You may feel an energy buzzing in your body or head. These are signals to you to stop and pay attention. When you still and center your mind through meditation, the grounding of your energy and focused breath work, you will be able to detect, experience, and understand the thoughts and information being shared with you by your guide clearly. When you receive guidance from your guide, you are always free to ask questions for clarification, and see what additional thoughts, feelings, or signs come to you. You also need to be patient as you receive information and guidance. Your spirit guide will be working with you, but in their own way and with their own understanding, not yours. They will sometimes wait for you to remove doubt, fear, blockages, and distractions that might undermine the use of the information they are working to give you. If you try to rush to develop the relationship with your guide, you will find that you are getting in your own way. Relax. Sorry. I just gotta stretch. Gotta move around. Okay. Whew. Freedom. You may have heard or read about guides, but were not aware of the various difference in the types of guides or the way that we humans perceive and interact with them. And the way they may they may contact you. There are many ways that a connection with a guide can be experienced. I kind of forget that sometimes I'm really loud. I get really excited doing these videos, but hopefully, I'm not busting y'all's ear. If so, I apologize. I'm sorry. No one deserves to get their ears busted. All right. You may already have guides. Hold on. Diablos. Aquí. All right. Or, no, you may have heard or read about guides, but we're not aware of the various difference in the types of guides or the way that we humans perceive and interact with them, and the way they may contact you. There are many ways that a connection with a guide can be experienced. You may already have a guide who has contacted you and with whom you have an active relationship. Listen to their guidance and know that you have been blessed to have this contact. If you would like to have this help in your life, you can initiate contact by being open and actively seeking the connection. Always do this type of work in a physically and psychically cleansed space. So it needs to be neat physically and it needs to be spiritually cleansed, okay? Have your protection, have negativity being flown away. Make sure that it's filled with light, peace, love, joy, clarity, just warmth, softness, love, and things of that nature. You guys can also go back, hold on. See chapter 2 for how to create a clear energy space. I have recorded chapter 2. Y'all can go over there, and you can also look on my post because I've also posted the way to cleanse your room, like to cleanse the area spiritually, and exercises and things of that nature. So please be able to look at post as well as chapter 2 that we've read. With the following exercise, we will begin to explore the various type of guides and different ways to make contact with them. Regardless of the type of guidance with whom you would like to create a link and relationship, and beginning steps will be the same. So we're going to get into exercise 15. Let's see. All right, we're going to do this. Sorry. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do the rest. You know what? No. We're gonna read the whole thing. I was about to just like put it as a part 2, but I think honestly, when I'm done reading chapter 4, I may come back and read chapter 5 later today or do it on Monday. So, exercise 15. Fear not, I will take pictures of the exercise as well, so y'all can also have that on hand. Grounding in light visualization. Regardless of the type of guide you intend to work with, you will always start with this exercise. Begin your work to make the psychic connection by starting at a time when you know you will not be interrupted. Unplug the phone, contain the household animals, go to the bathroom, eat only lightly before your opening meditation, and wear comfortable, loose-fitting clothes. Have a blanket or a sweater on hand, as you might get slightly chilly when doing this type of psychic work. If you have noisy neighbors or barking dogs near your meditation space, you may want to have some gentle, quiet instrumental music on in the background as a barrier against distracting noises. If you would like to burn essence or scented candles to add to your meditative state, the scent of jasmine, frankincense, and sandalwood would be appropriate. They're calming. Jasmine is really calming. It's an earthy, sweet smell to it. Sandalwood and frankincense are very good for cleansing and kind of keeping the space open and protected. Begin with a prayer or an invocation asking for protection and guidance. Again, like I said, if you guys are Christians and you're also interested in psychic work, you can pray to God. You can pray to a god or a goddess or a divine entity. You can pray to the universe or whoever. You can just pray to the higher power if you don't believe in anything. That's okay. You can also have a mantra. Okay. Ground your energies and center your mind. Take some slow in through your nose, out through your mouth. Deep breaths, calming your whole body until you feel your heartbeat begin to slow and become synchronized in rhythm with your breath. Next, imagine a brilliant, bright, gloriously bright, white light in your mind's eye. Gaze at this light as it gets larger and brighter. Feel how comforting and pure it is. Begin drawing the light towards you as if you are a magnet for this light. Okay? You're drawing it, you're attracting it. Bring the light into your breath and allow it to warm and comfort your heart. Allow it to enter your body with your inhaling breath. As you're breathing in this light. It's filling you up with warmth. And feel it expand through your body and in your mind. Feel the light becoming one with you as it fills your entire being, touching you, merging with you, and becoming a part of each of your individual cells from head to toe. This exercise will open your senses and prepare you for contact with a guide. You will be relaxed and alert, and your auric energies will be working at a higher, more subtle energy frequency, allowing the contact to be clear and easily maintained. All right, guys, now we are going to be talking about ancestral guides. Remember, talking about different types of spirit guides. Ancestral guides are one of them, okay? Thank you. I'm kind of like, I think I'm just throwing them out there for a moment. All right, I know for a second there I was really right? My British side is showing. Just making a joke. I'm biracial. I'm mixed with a lot of things. Anyways, we're not here to talk about me. We're here to get to the read. Witchy reads. Ancestral guides. I have been waiting for this. Okay, I've been really interested in this, but I wanted to read it for you guys and also for us to like share this moment together. All right, ancestral guides. Sometimes a guide will appear as an ancestral guide. This is a guide who has a kinship with you through a bloodline. Through your bloodline, perhaps a recently deceased relative or family member, or a family ancestor. No matter how distant, an ancestral guide can also be someone you have known in a previous lifetime, who has not yet reincarnated and is willing to help you. It's true. There are loved ones that stay to watch and guide you and help you and protect you along your journey. Now, we are going to be talking about contacting an ancestral guide. This is exercise 16. Fear not. I will take pictures of the exercises, the colors and things, like different areas and things of that nature, and explain to it on my post, okay, on my YouTube post. So y'all can have the videos of me reading those, as well as like the papers and exercises, so you can practice on your own as well. Just make sure you practice these exercises carefully and make sure that your area is cleansed, okay? You're not going over there unprotected and just doing this. Take precautions, man. All right, exercise 16, contacting an ancestral guide. Begin with the breathing and light visualization in exercise 15, okay? You're gonna need that exercise so you can get to this one. To open your senses and prepare yourself. Next, as you begin to create a contact and dialogue with an ancestral guide, start by meditating on the attributes of the potential guide. If you think you already know their identity, gaze at a picture of them, if you have one, and meditate to rekindle memories of that person. Okay. Things you did together, things they said to you or did for you that enriched your life, and affection, the love, and the love you have for that deceased individual, the one who passed away. If you have access to a piece of clothing or jewelry once owned by the ancestor, meditate while holding this object. If you don't know the identity of an ancestral guide, but are seeking connection with a guide who shares your genetic past, either through an actual family bloodline or through the bloodline of your general ancestry, start by reading some history of your ancestral heritage. Remember, family stories about your genetic bloodline and the individuals within the family history past, as you meditate on their talents and success. During your meditation, you may begin receiving subtle and initial contact. This contact can come in the form of a mild physical tingling sensation around your head or in your stomach area. A simple knowing when you are gently aware that the guide is in your presence. The contact can come in a clairvoyant seeing when you can physically discern their form, color, or appearance. This contact can also come as a conversation in your mind with that individual ancestral guide. As you communicate with this guide, you are free to speak your questions out loud or ask questions within your mind, whichever feels the most comfortable and natural for you. All right, next up, guys, we are talking about ascended masters. All right. Let me just get a breath. I've been reading for hours, man. So, like, hold on. I'm really enjoying this. I'm happy that we finally get to do some witchy reads, man. Again, if you guys are on my lives and you're here and you've been here from beginning, hi. Sorry if I don't get your comments. They won't let me get anything. Like, I can get that people like it, and there could be one person on, but I cannot communicate with you guys. So if you have any questions, please ask, like, you know, message or whatever you need. It's okay. All right. My groovy people, we are talking about ascended masters. Another form that a guide may assume is that of an ascended master. An ascended master's primary focus is to help all of humanity evolve spiritually. Ascended masters are typically associated with a particular spiritual path or mystery tradition, and tend to interact more with groups than just one individual. Mystery traditions are those traditions or groups that have had as their focus throughout history the spiritual evolution of the planets. Through training of individuals in spiritual techniques such as meditation, magic, psychism, spiritual philosophy, and the like. The Western mystery traditions were developed through inspiration from various Western spiritual philosophies. We're really going to be going through this, aren't we now? Jesus. Hold on now. Hold on. I got you now. Traditions were developed through inspiration from various Western spiritual philosophical sources. Sources such as Kabbalah, ancient Egypt, Pythagoras, ancient Greek, Hermetics, and Gnostics or Gnostics. I think the G is silent, but I think it's Gnostics or Gnostics. The Eastern mystery traditions developed from spiritual philosophies such as Buddhism, Taoism, and Hinduism. Ascended masters, guides, who will often partner with a group that is focused on spiritual evolution, meditation groups, members of magical lodges, or spiritualists. Churches, for example, they typically work with collective groups of souls to further the evolution of the planet as a whole, rather than just communicating with one or a few individuals. They will often also oversee and give guidance, energy, and wisdom to energy healers like Reiki masters and chakra balancers. An ascended master who appears as a spirit guide is a being who once led a physical life and has moved into a higher spiritual plane, like a I'm going to try. I'm going to butcher it, but I apologize, man. I always let you guys know when I'm going to like fuck a word. Um, Bodhis. Yeah. All right. Bod. Bodhis. Atava. Bodhisattva. So Bodhisattva in Buddhist tradition, examples of possible ascending masters include Buddha, the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin, a, a Catholic saint, Krishna, or Mary Magdalene. Sorry, honey. Although the ascended masters was once in a physical human form throughout their last lifetime, they actively sought to blend and balance spirits with their physical life. Upon death, they have chosen to remain close to human life in order to act as a link to spirits and serve as a mentor, protector, and teacher to all humankind. While ascended masters are concerned with the bigger picture, they are different than light beings. Light beings have never experienced life in a physical form. They have always been beings consisting solely of energy, not physical matter, and they do not always understand the limitations that human physical form and emotional response can present. Ascended masters have been in the physical form, usually many times, and have worked within many lifetimes and physical worlds, perfecting their souls and their intentions. If you have an ascended master assisting you, you are one of many souls that he or she or they is helping. Many times, an ascended master will also have access to the, I think I've heard of this one, but I know not of it. Like I know some, but I can't remember. All right, I may also butcher this one as well, so sorry. A lot of apologies in these reading videos. Akashic records. The Akashic records, okay, I'm sorry, the Akasha, lo siento, I'm sorry. The Akasha records, pronounced as Akasha, is a Sanskrit word meaning sky, space, or ether, is a term used in theosophy and anthroposophy. Theosophy and anthroposophy to describe a collection of knowledge regarding both individual souls and the oversoul of a group, nation, or community that is contained in a non-physical plane of existence. This Ashika plane or level has existed since creation and contains the records of the spiritual evolution of the universe. Ascended masters are also sometimes referred to as master teacher guides. Okay. All right, guys, we are going to learn about contacting an ascended master. Okay. Fear not if you don't get it when I'm reading it. I'm going to post the exercises and informations of this book in my post in my YouTube, okay? All right, my beautiful people. Exercise 17. Contacting an ascended master. If you find that you are drawn to a particular time in history and a specific geographical location, start investigating the possibilities for contact with the ascended master who was originally associated with that time and place. Are you fascinated with Egypt, Begin to study Egyptian dynasties. Learn about the gods and goddesses of Egypt. Read accounts of historical Egyptian priests and priestesses, scribes, rulers, and healers. Decorate the place where you meditate with Egyptian art and statuary. I call it stationery, but it's not. It's statuary. Statuary. Okay, I got it. And statuary, wear a piece of jewelry in the ancient Egyptian style. Begin to immerse yourself in the energy of your chosen time and place. Perhaps you are attracted to Zen Buddhism, or are interested in philosophy of Taoism. Read about the precepts. Learn who's who in those traditions. Decorate your meditation space with symbols, fabrics, and art from that culture. When you meditate, use one of the major symbols from that path to explore in your focus. Next, you will be ready to open yourself to potential contact with an ascended master of that spiritual lineage. Begin by grounding and centering yourself with the focused breathing. Fill your meditation space with the light exercise outlined in exercise 15. And if you have the book, guys, it'll be on page 65. Recite a short prayer such as, protected and sustained by the light, I open myself to receiving wisdom. I will use this guidance for the highest good, for myself and all the living. Next, state out loud in your mind the name of the Ascended Master with whom you are seeking contact. Invite them to speak with you or show you a sign or omen that they are willing to work with you. You may feel a sudden breeze in the air. A book might fall off a shelf. You may hear the singing of a bird. These are signs of a presence and a will to be signaled to you in the future. When contact is being made, remain quiet and centered to allow the communication to occur. You may receive immediate contact, or it may take several meditations to open the dialogue. Be sure to stay consciously aware that you are seeking the connection so that you pay attention to information you may receive outside of the meditation. You may receive information in your dreams, or as you go about your regular days by subtle things and encounters, a billboard that you pass that gives you a flash of information, for example, or a conversation that you overheard while waiting in line at the bank, or an omens and signs you receive over time. These signs can be subtle, such as seeing a robin or a ladybug in the dead of winter, a cloud forming that is in the distant shape of a chalice, a rainbow prism of light and flashes before you. But when you receive this type of sign or omen, you will also receive a knowing, a clairaudience, clear knowing message, or a sudden vision, which will bring you to immediate attention of the contact and the information that is being offered. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay. We are going to be talking about teacher or mentor guides, all right? Teacher or mentor guides. The teacher or mentor is another form that a guide may take. The way we experience this form of guide is usually in a way that is symbolic or archetypal. All right. Symbolic or archetypal, in other words, the way that the guide presents themselves to you is in a human form, which is familiar to you from stories, myths, and legends. Many times in meditation, during which we are seeking wisdom and guidance, we encounter a guide in the human form of a sage, an old wise woman, a storyteller, or a storyteller at a campfire. We may meet a wary old Asian monk, or a lovely fairy-like child who takes our hand and leads us into the ancient forest during a meditation. In meditation or in dream, we tend to see this guide in a form with trappings. I'm sorry, guide in a form and with trappings that we associate with wisdom and comfort. Teacher or mentor guides often appear when we are working or walking. Diaz Kareem, man. Jesus. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to really try. In meditation or in a dream, we tend to see this guide in a form with trappings that we associate with wisdom and comfort. Teacher or mentor guides often appear when we are working on a specific problem. In this case, they have appeared to you for a specific purpose, to help you solve a current problem. This type of guide will appear in order to teach you a specific lesson and to help you in specific circumstances and go on to help someone else when your problem is solved. Teacher or mentor guides may introduce you to other guides as well, guides who can help you problem solve another situation and respond to your needs for guidance. These type of guides are encountered most easily during meditation or in dreams while you are dealing. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna read this and we're gonna have a part 2, okay? Or you're gonna have to just be okay with me pausing because I have to get my sister something. So I'm gonna finish this one and then I'm going to pause if I can and come back to you guys, all right? Okay. Now, types of guides are these types of guides are encountered most easily during meditation or in your dreams while you are dealing with a specific event. Once a situation is balanced or resolved, a teacher or mentor guide will consider the problem taken care of and will then move to help someone else. You can make this kind of contact by meditating on a particular problem that you are having and consciously asking for guidance and help to solve the problem. All right, I'm going to put my bookmark there. Yeah, I'm going to be like right back. So sorry, guys. Hold on. I will be right back. I gotta make some things for my sister because she needs me. So, I'll return. I'm wearing God's green earth's my glasses. I feel like Velma from Scooby-Doo, man. Always trying to look for my glasses, wondering where the heaven's creation can they be? What did I do with them this time, right? Oh, my days. At least this will be kind of like a funny thing, you know? Yeah, there they are. Hi guys, thank you. Hold on. Okay. Hi guys. Sorry. I know I was gone there for like a minute, like technically 30 minutes. I had to make my sister something to eat, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I really think, hold on, let me see how far I am. Yeah, I think after this exercise that I'm gonna read for you guys, there will be like a part 2 for chapter 4 on Monday, okay? Because I'm a little exhausted and kind of tired, so I don't want to be like reading it when I'm tired and kind of beat and reading it wrong, and then we're just going to be having like hours, okay? So I'm going to finish up about the teachers and monitors. So we're going to do exercise 18, okay? Man, my fucking eyes are like really messing with me today. But in defense, I've been on the phone doing videos for hours, so it puts a lot of strain on my eyes, which is why I need a break. So I'll probably come back on Monday or Tuesday. All right, exercise 18, contacting a teacher guide. Prepare yourself in the usual way of your meditative breath and light exercise at a time and a place where you will not be interrupted, distracted. As you complete your light meditation exercise, you will continue to you will continue in the active meditation by creating the astral or energy place for connecting with and conversing with your teacher guide. In your mind's eye, you will begin to visualize a place to meet and talk with your guide. This place could be a seashore, a clearing in the forest, a beautiful garden filled with flowers and mountaintops, an ancient temple, anywhere. As the images come to you, begin to infuse them with your energy. Deepen the colors, bring details to the image, and add scent, sound, and sensation. It is as if you are building a place and you are using energy imagery, all right? So an energy to imagine and to make something in more of like your spiritual sense, like your happy place. Think of it like that, like your happy place. Of this place, each time you begin to work to contact your teacher guide so that it becomes familiar to you. And so that the instant you visualize this place, you begin to make contact. Ask your guides to join you here. This act allows you to be in control. Okay, guys. On Monday or Tuesday, I will finish up chapter 4 and we will get reading to chapter 5 and so forth and so on. All right. Thank you guys so much for the love and patience that you give me, the support that you give my business, and subscribing and following, to my channel and my Instagrams and things of that nature. As always, stay safe, slay the day, be happy and be gay. I love you guys very much, and hopefully this chapter and these readings have been helping you guys in your spiritual journey. All right, peace out, bye. Sweet dreams and good night.